I'm in Dewhirst. I'm a local historian in Keighley, where I've lived most of the time since 1936, and I'm standing in the Town Hall Square in front of the Keighley War Memorial, unveiled in 1924 in front of a crowd of an estimated 25,000 people, which gives us some idea of the feeling, the sense of loss and emotion in the aftermath of the Great War. It was a raw December day, the day of the unveiling. The Town Hall Square was reserved for the ex-servicemen and the relatives of those who had died, and they filled the Town Hall Square. And the 25,000 people, well, they filled the streets around. They were way up Spencer Street, they were up Albert Street. Well, the photograph shows how every head was covered. By the way, in those days you wore a hat or a cap or a shawl, you had something on your head. The sculptor is Henry C. Fair of South Kensington. Keighley went for the best. He's also responsible for the War Memorial in Leeds. Now, the stone came from the Eastbourne quarries, which was considered the very best stone in the area. The soldier and the sailor are excellent. The soldier's equipment and the sailor's stance with the telescope are all absolutely spot on. There have been some changes over the years to the soldier's bayonet blade. It's fixed to his rifle's over his shoulder, but some years ago Bradford Council decided that the bayonet might be dangerous to people who like to climb about on war memorials. They might bayonet themselves. But at Remembrance Sunday they used to put a wooden bayonet blade back on. There's a story too about the sailor with the telescope. In the late 1920s, early 1930s, during the slump, the depression, the unemployment exchange was at the corner of Cook Street with Cavendish Street, and the joke was that the sailor was looking through his telescope to the employment exchange to see if there were any jobs going. The War Memorial now, of course, represents also the Second World War and later conflicts. But there are no names on the War Memorial. There is a separate Roll of Honour inscribed on vellum by Edward Johnston, who was a top calligrapher in the early 1920s. And the Roll of Honour is upstairs in Keighley Public Library in a glass case. The page is turned every day so that each page of names is on show at least once in a while when its turn comes round.